Okay, so we've got these two, right? We've got the ranchers and we've got the packers. And they're worried about the Argentinian beef coming in and just going to the packers, basically cutting out the ranchers. So why is beef so expensive? So we've got, the herd is at an all-time low. Last time this was less sort of like mid 1960s. That's a lot to do with the cost of feed. So some of those input costs, part of the reason why we have those high input costs, we can talk about tariffs, but high input costs, drought, so sort of like climate change impacting how expensive it is to maintain a herd of a certain size, right? But they're hurting, right? Their margins aren't great. And what Trump is proposing by sort of raising the quota to 80,000 metric tons of Argentinian beef is basically cutting the cattle ranchers out almost completely, right? Decimating that industry in a time when they're still struggling and basically just going to the packers. And these are big, like multi-billion dollar companies, right? Right. I mean, the packers, like the big guys like Cargill and everything like that, they control upwards of 80% of the meatpacking industry, whereas like a lot of ranchers tend to be sort of more smaller family owned operations. I mean, some of them are like wildly successful and large, but I mean, it's not like a big multinational conglomerate when you're talking about cattle ranchers versus packers. So they're talking about doing this cutout, and they're huge and they should be upset, right? They voted for Trump to protect them, right? And Trump is sort of being seen as doing the opposite. So really, what should we do? Well, let's cover that in part 3.